Hey you guys, I'm back on here with another video. Today I just want to talk briefly about the whole Love Island reunion. Honestly, I'm gonna just put my 2 cents in like this whole video about like why I thought that like the reunion was mid. And when I say mid, I mean the reunion was good, but it was also kind of like a little bit like bad for me, and it could have been a little bit better, because I remember when after the reunion ended, I was just kind of just like, is there more? Like, is there going to be a part 2? Like, is there more to the reunion? Like, I was looking for more. I don't know why, but it just so happened to be that, like, I was looking for more when I was watching this reunion, like, for myself. And I was just kind of shocked that, like, we didn't really get to see, like, a lot of the, like, we didn't really get to see more. And I know the reunion was an hour, but, like, in that hour, there was so many commercial breaks that I was watching. And then they also showed a lot about like the Pizza Hut scenes and stuff like that. And I just like, a lot of stuff was clicking to me. However, though, people like got clocked. Like Andrea got clocked. Leah and Janae were clocking on Andrea. Janae was looking out for Leah. The PPG was looking out for each other. So that's why that was kind of good to me, because it was just like Leah was kind of standing on business, clocking on stuff. And I remember whenever Leah would speak and like say her piece and stand on business, I would just be rooting for her. I would just be screaming for her, because I'm just like, as you should. And people were saying that, like, she was a bully. And honestly, I don't think she was a bully for that. I'm just like, Andrea kind of was out the villa first and was talking all this nonsense about Leah and stuff like that. So if anything, Andrea was a bully. And I even heard somebody on TikTok live saying that, like, no, like, Andrea was not a bully. It was Leah who was a bully, because she was coming at Janae. Was like, everyone was ganging up on Andrea, and I just didn't like everyone ganging up on Andrea and Nicole. But my thing is, well, Nicole maybe not so much. We're gonna get to Nicole, but like Andrea, I just feel like that she deserved to get gang up on, because I'm just like, she started this whole drama off the show first. As soon as she came out the villa, she was talking all this nonsense about Leah and stuff like that, and just talking about like how she didn't really like Leah and blase, and then like how like Leah was kind of saying bad comments to her, and just she was just throwing mad shade at Leah. But then when she saw that like Leah had all these followers, she kind of was like playing nice. So it was kind of just showing how like Andrea's a little bit two-faced. And then that's why Leah had the right to come and clock Andrea, because I'm just like, Leah kind of liked Andrea even after the show. And then like when Leah found out that like Andrea was kind of like throwing shady comments and snarky comments during the show to her and Janae, Leah had the right to go call her out, because it's just like, I would be shocked too. Like, I would be shocked too if I thought someone who I really liked me back, and then they're over here like saying mean stuff behind my back when I'm doing great things for myself, which Leah is, and then you're talking all this trash. Yeah, no, like I wouldn't accept it either. But I just wanted to start on the whole like Nicole situation. The whole Nicole situation for me was just very surprising. Like, I don't know what it was, but like Nicole was speaking about like her and Kendall's situation, and Nicole was speaking about the whole like video that like was out that everyone saw with Kendall. And honestly, I think that like it just was not right for Nicole to call Kendall out like that. Could have just like, yes, like he did lie, yes, he wasn't honest, but it's just like, if I had to be honest in that moment and like everything is just going good between us, I would kind of be afraid to tell the truth as well. Like, I don't get me wrong, I think Nicole also has many times in her life where she was afraid to tell the truth. So it's just like, Nicole can't be afraid to tell the truth. But I know this is a relationship and you have to be loyal, but it's just like Nicole was just expecting Nicole was just expecting Kendall to be loyal 100% of the time. And honestly, I just didn't think that was right, simply because of the fact that like you can, like, in a relationship, you just cannot expect people to be loyal 100%. Yes, I know like you have to be loyal, but I'm just like, they could have worked through that situation, I'd say, just like how Serena and Cordell worked through like the whole video with like him and Daya, you know? Like, I feel like that Nicole could have been more mature about the situation. And to me, I just did not think that it was fair for Nicole to just simply come at Kendall like that. And you even had people saying like you could have like talked it out privately. And then Nicole was like, oh, like you didn't really care about me a lot and stuff like that. And then Cordell had to speak up for Nicole and be like, no, Cordell had to speak up for Kendall and be like, no, like Kendall did care about you. Kendall was talking about you and stuff like that. And then I also then to go find out that like Nicole and Kendall just automatically like break up. Like, to me, that's also kind of shocking, like how they just broke up right. I thought that like Nicole and Kendall seemed like that like they were going to be trying to like work things out after the show. Like they seemed like that they were going to actually try to like work things out after the show. So like for me to see that like they just broke up like literally like the day after the reunion, like literally the night after the reunion, I'm just like, I was kind of pretty shocked about like that whole situation, because like whenever Nicole and Kendall would talk or Kendall would speak on a podcast, he'd be like, oh, like, no, but like there's gonna be plenty of talks that we have to get through. And I didn't really believe when people were saying that like Nicole and Kendall were just gonna break up, like they're not together. And it turns out like that they broke up right after the reunion aired. That was kind of shocking to me. I did not think that like they would break up right after the show ended, like just like that. And I heard that like Kendall ended it like quickly, and I thought that like Kendall would kind of speak through like the situation that he was having between him and Nicole. Like to me, I thought that like Kendall was going to speak through the situation, try to work things out. So I was just kind of shocked to see that like Kendall just ended it like just that objectively, and then like you have Nicole basically clueless. And I think Nicole is speaking on a podcast today. I'm gonna go watch that podcast with the Vile Files. And also I think Kaylor spoke on another podcast, which there's a lot of podcasts coming out, which is super dramatic to me, that I also want to talk about. There's so much drama for me to talk about even after this reunion, but like back to the whole reunion, it was just kind of crazy to me how like Nicole and Kendall was like, oh, like we're gonna work it out, we're gonna make so many talks together. And it was just like the evidence was there that they were never gonna make it in general, because it's just like Nicole never seemed like that she was happy in the first place. She was quiet on the social media once the show aired, and also Kendall was quiet as well. Like he wasn't really talking about Nicole, but he would talk about Nicole in person, confirmed by Cordell. I don't know, but Nicole and Kendall breaking up to me was just super shocking. Like I was just not expecting that at all. Let's go on to Kaylor and Aaron. Honestly, I have to say that like Kaylor standing on business shocked me. So I actually saw a video last night, and some girls on TikTok like that, like it was just kind of weird how like Kaylor basically was like all in the villa and just not sticking up for herself, and just kind of just like crying over Aaron. And then when she got out of the villa, like she was actually standing on business. Like she was screaming at Aaron on like, I think in front of a 7-Eleven. She was like basically on Aaron's behind, like in New York. And then you act all weak in the villa, but then like after the villa you kind of just act like that. Like during the reunion you kind of just act like that you're sitting on business, that you're kind of here to like, you know, prove a point where like you and Aaron are not together. And then like it was like Kaylor was very, very strong, whatever like that. And it was just kind of shocking to me that like Kaylor put on a big act at the reunion. And I don't know, like for Kaylor to go from like being weak in the villa and not being able to defend herself to now during the reunion she's finally defending herself, it's giving that she doesn't have her own identity. Because it's just like in one part of the show she was like so like dramatic and just constantly like choosing Aaron and like not listening to people when it came to like, oh, like Aaron is not really for you. And then to go to the reunion and actually finally listen and be like, yeah, like I don't like Aaron or whatever like that. It was kind of shocking to me. And part of me thinks like did her mother really just talk her into some sense that like Aaron was really not for her? Like did her mother have to like talk her into some sense of like, oh, like this is not the one for you? That's what it was kind of giving, because the way how she stood on business at the reunion was not the same her in the villa. It was not the same her in the villa. And I forgot what this girl said, but for me, like it was just very interesting for me to see how like in the villa, like she couldn't defend herself, and then now all of a sudden like she's defending herself during the reunion. And then someone was saying like it was giving that like Kaylor wanted to put on a big act, which I completely agree with. Like I think that like she just wanted a moment, and that's what someone was saying, like she needed a moment. And I think that's what it gave. Like she really just needed a moment to just finally defend herself, and she got it. But I was just like, it just didn't make sense to me that all of a sudden during the reunion, like, she's now defending herself. Like, you should have been able to defend yourself at the whole villa when you saw the video with Aaron. Like, to me, that was so shocking. I don't know, that was kind of crazy to me. I didn't really like that scene. Well, I kind of did, but like, just the way how Kayla went from 0 to 100, this whole show was just crazy. And then you had Aaron feeling weak. You had Aaron not even being able to speak at the reunion, and then he made an excuse that like his grandfather died, which is true. Like, I get that, but it's just also just like, you could have been open. You could have also still stayed loyal. Like, I feel like that Aaron needs to know the fact that, like, whatever happened to him, like, he still could have been loyal to Kayla 100%. Because it's like, that could have been your future wife. Like, that could have just been your future wife. And I don't know, for Kayla to go to 0 to 100 was very, very shocking to me. Anyways, I'm done with this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share.